Morning, Micky.
What did you make of that game yesterday?
Oh, where do I start? Only for Ronan Flanagan. I can't believe Martin Riley missed that goal chance, you know. Him with a soccer background, I'd have expected him to keep it low on the carpet, but they blazed it over the bar. Very lucky to be able to bring on Michael Argue. Big man for the middle of the field, and him still under 21. You imagine, we got to an All-Ireland quarter-final last year, and that was without him, and without Grode McKiernan and these lads. Imagine what we can do this year with them all. The night that we got the first-round victory, it was absolutely amazing. When you think about it, we haven't won a first-round game in years. 6 points from play. You can't ask for much of a better return than that. But then the missed 6. Gilson in goals was playing brilliantly. Joshua Hayes, you couldn't replace him. Rory Dunn, outstanding. Killian the Gunner, absolutely brilliant. Fergal Flanagan was probably lucky to not get a black card. He got a yellow one instead. Jeez, I tell you what, Pete McGrath was raging after it, so he was. You know, after last year reaching the All-Ireland quarter-final, sure, everyone's Samsung Galaxy tablet from 149. That's pretty damn good. But like, how's Terry Hyland going to be able to keep their heads on the ground and not let them get blown up?
Hayes Expert, Cavan and Hill, proud sponsors of Gaelic Football Views.
Look, at the end of the day, we got the 2 points, and isn't that all that really matters?
Yeah, but sure, look, I'll see you at the match later on.
I don't think I'll bother.
Yeah. Hello and welcome to Transfer Deadline Day on Gaelic Football Views on CavanTV.com, Ireland's first web TV sports. Yes, and the news at the minute is that nobody has moved club in Cavan at the minute.
No, not on the deadline day.
Not on the deadline day. No. So you know, it's going to be an exciting one for the soccer fans, all right, this evening. So
it definitely is the last 2 hours. But those who are sick of watching Sky Sports and watching Harry hanging out a window, you've got us instead.
Exactly, yeah. All four of you. And so this show has been viewed in 220 countries worldwide and by almost 2 million people. This show is brought to you by Hayes Expert, Cavan and Hill. I'm Micky Brennan.
And I'm Damien Donohoe. Remember, if you want to get in contact with the show, we'd be delighted to hear from you. You can email us at GaelicFootballViews@gmail.com, as you can see here. You can find us on Facebook by searching Gaelic Football Views, just like here again. Or lastly, you can find us on Twitter at Gaelic FV, just like here again.
Did you notice that this is in gold today for the same as the transfer deadline?
Well, it's exactly the same.
It's
exactly the same. It's actually better. It's actually better. On tonight's show, we have the results and the fixtures from the minor championship.
We also have the results from the Hotel Kilmore Championships from the weekend gone by, and also the upcoming fixture lists for the Hotel Kilmore Championship.
Yeah, in part 2 we'll be taking a look back at the highlights and the reaction from the recent All-Ireland Junior title the Cavan won against Kerry in Portlaoise, which I was at, I have to say, thank God.
Indeed.
But firstly in the show we're going to look back now at the minor championship which happened last week, so we have the results from it.
Yeah, and the first one up in the Minor A Championship, round 1, was Ramor taking on Crushalaw, and this one was Ramor 5 goals and 23 points to Crushalaw's 2 goals and 6. A very comprehensive win there for Ramor.
Yeah, after the battle in the first round with Southern Gales, they were battled hardy by the time they played Crushalaw and came through convincing winners there. And speaking of Southern Gales, they were playing Castlerahan in the round 1 of the minor championship, and that saw Southern Gales win 2 goals and 13 points to Castlerahan's 3 goals and 6. A close game.
4-point win for Southern Gales. Yeah, it looked like a good game now. I don't know how it tallied out or whatever. Like, you know, if Castlerahan came towards the end or whatever, but like it was.
The scoreline looks good. Scoreline looks good.
The Minor B Championship round 2, Cavan Gales were taking on Baileyborough, and Baileyborough won this on a scoreline of 1 goal and 12 points to Cavan Gales 9 points, and I think that was played in Terry Kyle Park.
Yeah, good win there for Baileyborough. And the second game then in round 2 of the Minor B saw Blackwater Gales taking on Templeport. And excuse me, Templeport came out victorious on a scoreline of 3 goals and 9 points to Blackwater Gales 2 goals and 8. So that's a good win for the West Cavan side.
It is indeed. And then in the Minor C Championship Round 1 replay, we saw Lavey taking on Killing Care, and Lavey came out strongest in this one by 6 points. It looked like a tight game though when you look at the score. It was 4-11 to 3-8. So a goal and 3 in the difference for Lavey in the end in that replay.
Yeah, well done, Owen McConnon, who used to hold the hot seat here for Cavan TV as manager of that Lavey team. Yeah. I was saying if he continues to rack up his team scored 4-10 in the drawn game and 4-11 in the replay. If he's scoring an average of 4-10 or 4-11, he'll be getting a call as forwards coach for Cavan soon.
That's for sure, and he'd be quite friendly with Terry, so he would.
He would be.
It'd be no problem now for him.
No problem for Owen. The Under-16 Championship Division 2 final took place last Thursday night in Kingspan Breffni Park. This was a cracking game between two very good teams, Lara and Belturbet. Finished up a draw, a goal and 10 points to Lara and a goal and 10 points to Belturbet. I know that it was a very exciting game of football. Lara got off to a very good start. First half, by half time they were leading well, but Belturbet came back and were leading as it was entering into the final minutes. Came back, were leading by 4 points, I think 3 or 4 points, and then Lara went ahead again, got a goal, went ahead again, and Belturbet got a free to draw the game after a foul, and the referee had given advantage. And then when the player kicked the ball wide during the 5 seconds, he gave him the free back. Lara were incensed by it, but it's the rule, and you know it has to happen. But good to see that they'll lock horns again for another good battle.
So both of them will have to meet again to decide that Division 2 final. And in the Division 3 final, West Cavan Gales took on Cornafane, and Cornafane won this on a scoreline of 2 goals and 9 points to West Cavan Gales 11 points. So 15 points to 11, a 4-point win there for Cornafane, and Cornafane, you know, having a good year.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
Underage going very well as well.
That's it. They're under 12s. Are in a final tonight, I think. They're under 14s. They're under 16s. We're in the final, and their minors beat Mullahorn in the first round of the Minor C Championship. So underage going very well in Cornafane, and well done to all involved. And there was a lot of hard work going on there, but also well done to West Cavan Gales. I know that the people involved down there between the 4 clubs are starting to pull together, and I think that's what's going to be needed when there's such little population in the area.
Absolutely, and like to get to an under-16 championship final was good for them as well. Like, and hopefully that'll drive them on to want to win more trophies and play in more amalgamations. Exactly.
That brings us on now to the fixtures for the Minor B Championship, and this first fixture is on tomorrow night, Tuesday the 2nd of September. It's a playoff between Bailieborough and Sheelan Gales, and that's on at 6:30 in St Anne's Park, which is Bailieborough.
Very good. And we also have the playoff on Wednesday night between O'Rahilly Gales and Templeport, and that's 8 p.m. on Wednesday, and it's in O'Reilly Park.
Yeah, which is King's Course, so that'll be under the floodlights, so that's why they have the later one. On to the Hotel Kilmore Championship now. First off, we'll be discussing the Senior Championship.
Yep, so the Senior Championship Round 2B, this was the teams that had lost in Round 2A and went on to play each other in 2B. And Ballina were taking on Den here in the first game, and Ballina got back to winning ways. The current county champions got back to a good win here against Den. It was 19 points to Den's 2 goals and 11, so a 2-point narrow victory, but you know, one that Ballina really needed.
Yeah, and in fairness, deserved. They were the better team on the night. Probably the difference was the scoring forwards. Niall McDermott was exceptional for Ballina again, back to the form that saw him go so well through last year's Senior Championship. So they were very strong, and in the middle of the field, they probably had the lion's share of possession. I thought that then Mossy Core just doesn't seem fully fit. I don't know, maybe he's still carrying an injury, or he's not the Mossy Core that we know, or definitely wasn't against Ballina, but no doubt he'll be back at full tilt for the next game.
I'm sure he will.
But well done to Ballina, and they steamroll on now into the round 3 of the championship.
They do indeed.
The next game was actually the night before. Drummondley, our own club, were taking on Killigarry. on a miserable night in Kingspan Breffni Park.
For more than one reason.
For more than one reason. But Killigarry came out deserving winners on a scoreline of 8 points to 7. It wasn't one for the purists.
No, definitely not. It was a poor night for football conditions and stuff, and you know, neither team wanted to lose the game, and you know, it was a hard one to take. It was just a nasty night. It was a bad result, you know, and well done to Killigarry.
Well, it was just for those who maybe mightn't have heard anything about the game or seen any parts of it. The game was Drummondley were down by a point at half time. It was 3 points to 4 at half time. Came out, Killigarry got the first score of the second half and the second one to go 6-3, and then Drummondley got one back, and then Killigarry got another one to go 7-4 up. They were 3 points leading. Drummondley came back to level it at 7-all with a minute to go, I think, in ordinary time, and then Killigarry in injury time went up. Donald Thomas broke on a fast break and sent the ball over the bar for a 1 point victory. So it was well taken by Donald, in fairness to him.
It was a very well taken score by Donald Thomas.
So that was it. That brings us on now to the next game, which was on Saturday afternoon, actually, sorry. Red Hills were taking on Gowna up in St. Philip's Park in Drummondley, and Gowna came out convincing enough winners here. 2 goals and 13 points to Red Hills, 1 goal and 9.
7-point win for Gowna. Red Hills just not reaching the heights that they were expected to reach this year after going so well last year. In fairness, got a very unlucky draw in the championship last year. You know, and people were tipping them to go a long way, but they just met 2 very informed teams at the wrong time, and it put them out of the championship. This year they were going well, and then things started to kind of the wheels started to come off a little bit, and they just haven't been able to get a bit of a run going again. So
they've been very unlucky. Torlick Mooney wasn't available for Red Hills. He was away on holidays in America, and then I think they had a couple of lads went off to Electric Picnic as well. So they're a depleted squad in comparison to what they used to be, Red Hills, and you know they'd need everybody at full tilt for them to be pushing on like they were last year, in fairness. But you know, Torlick Mooney was a massive loss. Paddy Gumley's still not playing there either. He's been out injured with a hamstring problem. Rory Dunn was in full back. He was keeping an eye on Conor Madden, but Conor Madden went off after 15 minutes. He had scored a goal, and he went off with an injury, which is a worry for Gowna. But for me, the highlight of the game was Mark McKeever. He was just exceptional, phenomenal. He scored, off the top of my head, I think he scored maybe 1-3. Maybe 1-4 even, but his goal was against the run of play because Gowna were dominating early on, then Red Hills came back and drew level, then it looked like Red Hills were on top, kind of taking control, and all of a sudden out of nowhere Mark McKeever just drove up the field, ran through the heart of the defence and blasted the ball to the bottom corner of the net. Absolute screamer, which pretty much kind of knocked the heads down off Red Hills. And then in the second half, he scored the point of the weekend, from my point of view now. And there was a lot of great points, as we'll see in the rest of the fixtures. But he got a ball in the second half, probably about 65 metres out from goal, close to the sideline opposite the stand, and decided to run at the defenders and took on 3 defenders, went by them. The last defender tried to get close enough to tackle. He sold them 3 dummies, came back out onto the outside of the defender, the sideline side of him, and then screwed this ball with the outside of his left boot from the sideline about 35 metres, curling over the bar. Absolute beautiful point. Absolute quality. Now, if there was a video, I'd go and get it just to see that point again. It was brilliant. So Gowna, in fairness to them, they'll be hard bet. They're the good side there, and they're working extremely hard for each other out there. You know, you know, with Niall Madden back the next day, he'll be a huge plus to them. So Gowna's one to watch.
They ran the Gaels to within 2 points and had the Gaels on the ropes towards the end of that game. And you know, as you said, Gowna are going to be no pushover in this championship. They're a well-seasoned senior team. You know,
they definitely are. So that brings us on now to the last game of the division, or sorry, the senior championship.
2B,
Round 2B,
where Drumgoon took on Mullahoran, and Mullahoran won this one on a scoreline of 3 goals and 16 points to Drumgoon's 1 goal and 12. So Mullahoran who had been finding it very hard to rack up scores, racked up a scoreline of 3-16s, 25 points to 15. A good scoreline from Mullahoran.
Well, it wouldn't take anybody who wasn't at the game would nearly tell you who you'd expect would be the scorers from Mullahoran to rack up a big score.
You'd be thinking Enda O'Reilly,
7 points. Philip Brady 1-4.
1-4. Who else would have tagged on a few in the forward line? Paul Brady?
Paul the Gunner 2-3.
Good luck.
2-3. And it has to be said, there's two things has to be said. One, Paul Brady lit the world up with his performance. Absolutely phenomenal.
Right.
Like him and Mark McKeever stood out head and shoulders above any footballer I seen this weekend, and I seen a lot of senior and intermediate games and one junior as well. But Paul Brady, Mark McKeever, outstanding. Paul Brady scored a point similar, pretty much the same position as Mark McKeever, the one I described, except he done it with the outside of the right boot. Corlin going that way.
Right.
No, from the same side of the pitch, but Corlin the outside of the boot, which that side of the pitch you'd expect a man to hook it and kick it over the bar, but he sliced it and kicked it over the bar. It was just beautiful. But some of his catching, I think for maybe two of the 5 goal chances that Philip the Gunner had, Paul went up, caught a ball, laid it off to Philip. Now Philip scored 1-4, which is 5 chances. Every one of them he was going for goal, and he just narrowly over the bar. And actually the one that did go into the net went just narrowly under the bar. So he was going for goal every single time he got the ball, but he was creating chances. He started off out around the half forward line, but then as the game wore on, he was inside with Philip, and I'll tell you, it was a potent attack, because with Enda Riley being able to ping ball from out the field to the 2 lads inside, and they'll win 50-50 ball. In fact, they'll win 60-40 ball, them 2 lads. If you put it up in the air, it'll be a damn good full-back line that'll beat them in the air. So it was a lot more like the Mullahoran that you're used to seeing.
Yeah.
You know, there was a lot more bite in them.
Come good at the right time then?
Possibly, time will tell. Well, the right time is senior championship final, but definitely improving.
Yeah.
Fast improvement from the last day, and well done to Mullahoran. Probably from Drumgoon's point of view, Keith Fannin was sent back to mark Paul the Gunner at the start of the game, which to me was a little bit, I don't know if it was necessary, because Keith Fannin would be kind of like the Enda Riley for them, as in he could create chances. He's such an intelligent footballer, but it didn't work out, and then they moved him out the field and Keith came into it a lot more. Conor Mina was playing in corner forward, wearing number 15, but came out the field. Just didn't look as fit as Killian the Gunner played for Mullahoran. 2 of them were away for the summer, and Killian the Gunner was flying, chasing down lads, harrying, tackling. What you expect from Killian the Gunner. Mm-hmm. Conor just didn't look as fit as usual. Now, maybe travelling and everything took its toll before, I don't know, but he just didn't seem the usual driving force that I've seen. That you'd be, maybe I'm expecting too much from Conor, considering he was away. I doubt the training over in Chicago was at the same level as county training, so it probably did take its toll. But Drumgoon will be still a handful for anybody. Pádraig McGorry in corner forward scored 4 points from play. Always a threat. Every time he got a ball, he looks dangerous. So he's one to be watching. Definitely inside. Middle of the field, Jim McNally and Michael McDonald, 2 big, strong men. Mobility just might be a problem with them. You know, that they're not covering a lot of ground, but hats off to Mullahoran, a big performance and a big win.
Huge win for Mullahoran. So.
Yeah, that brings us on now to the round 2A results. The first of these, I think, was Saturday evening at 5 o'clock, and that saw Cuchulain's taking on Cavan Gaels up in Rammer. And Cavan Gaels come out convincing winners here. 2 goals and 15 points to Cuchulain's 8 points.
Yeah, I don't have the predictions with me. We will get a look at them.
We'll get them at some point, all right.
Yeah, the predictions that were from last week that myself and Damien did. I had picked, I think I may have picked Cuchulain's or a draw on that one, because Cuchulain's over the last few years, they've always put it up to Cavan Gaels, but Cavan Gaels, having struggled against Gowna, you know, I thought that Cuchulain's getting the win against Ballina. I thought that there might be, you know, a bit of oomph in Cuchulain's and maybe a bit of doubt in Cavan Gaels.
Well, do you know what actually changed my mind? I didn't think it would be this convincing of a win, but what changed my mind that the Gaels were going to win was when I heard Peter Canavan was not going to work for Sky, he was going to stay with the Gaels. And to me, that's not just a game changer for this one, that's a championship changer. That shows a level of commitment that he was saying, you know, let's be fair about it, that's a lucrative deal he probably has with Sky. It's very, very good for him going forward, that media work will probably provide him with work for the rest of his life. And yet he decided that, no, I'm going with my championship team here. And that was a huge signal of intent. And I thought that was, when I heard that happened, before that I thought Cavan Gaels were favourites.
We both thought that he wasn't going to be there, though.
Yes, we did.
Because we knew that the fixture had been set, and it was set for the same time as the Cavan Gaels game. And that was one of the factors that we both used in our...
Now I predicted Cavan Gaels would win it. But at the time thinking that Peter Canavan wasn't going to be there. But it just goes to show, and I have to say hats off to Cavan Gaels and to Peter Canavan, because that's a huge level of commitment, and that's the type of thing that will lift everybody around Cavan Gaels, that, you know, he sacrificed so much to be there for them, when he could have, even if they lost that, they were still in the competition. You know, there was plenty of excuses if he wanted to find one to not be there, but he didn't. He didn't take the excuses. He was there, so hats off, as I say, to them. With regards to the game, man of the match, Declan Meehan, 1-5 from play is what I was told. Now, I wasn't at the game, so but absolutely outstanding performance. Micky Ling, brilliant performance apparently. Him and Conor McClary working back, helping out with the defence, turning over ball and delivering forward to Paul O'Connor, Andy Graham and Declan Meehan, who were left up front. And apparently a good game plan. Dominic Riley in the middle of the field had a brilliant game from what I was told. Robert Maloney Durham suffered a hand injury, looks like a broken bone in his hand, had to go off after 15 minutes, but a young lad called Kevin Brady came on in the middle of the field and played very well there. And then in defence, Chesty, solid as you like, as always. Niall Gurry had a good game at full back, playing against Connor Smith, who, as we have said before, is a extremely good full forward. So it was an all-round good performance, and I think the two Murrays were playing, Stephen and Niall were playing the wing half-backs and breaking at pace. So it's like, when you look at it on paper, it's a hell of a team.
Oh, it is, like, and there's quality right through it. So it is. And you just mentioned Declan Meehan, like, and Declan, a good friend of ours and the whole lot, but like, he on his day, he's one of the best footballers around, without a shadow of a doubt, you know. And
that's it. When he clicks, he's very, very hard to mark. He's physically strong. He's pacey.
Semi-final sticks out last year for me. He was outstanding in the semi-final of the championship last year.
Who was that against?
Was that against Castlerahan?
Castlerahan or Rammer was one of the...
Yeah.
One of the two, yeah, he did. He had a
was
very
great.
good performance.
We were expecting big things from him in the final, and unfortunately,
it didn't just pop. But well done to Cavan Gaels. And look at Cuchulains, they have to regroup and get back, but they'll be hard bets still. They're going well, they're working hard there. I think, you know, some of the younger players maybe didn't perform to the level that they did against Ballina, but they're still young. You can't expect young lads to do it week in, week out. So hopefully they learn from the experience and improve on it.
Exactly. And the next game in the round 2A saw Lacken taking on Lavi, and the scoreline in this one was Lacken 4 goals and 6 points, Lavi 11 points. That was a huge win for Lacken, and we said it was last week, you know, that it was going to be a good game. You know, Lacken scoring 4 goals. They're so precise. You know, we've talked about them being, you know, scorers.
They're lethal in attack.
O'Reilly,
Raymond Galligan, Niall McKiernan, all awesome attackers. And the funny thing was, I didn't even get a chance to tell you this, but we were sitting in the press area as normal, and as the 4th goal went in for Lacken, a man down in front of me turned round and said, "What is it Mickey Brennan always says? Goals win games." So hello to that viewer. Great. Right. And I know his name. I can't think his name is escaping me, but he was. I thought it was very funny. Now he's shouting, "What is it Mickey says?" So, and he was dead right. Goals won the game. Every time Lavi looked like they were getting back into the game, getting parity, Lacken went up the other end of the field and banged one in the back of the net again. But there's such a potent attack. Fimber Riley scoring 2 goals and 2 points. 2 goals from play, 2 points from frees. Raymond Galligan getting a point. He only got 1 from play, which was a surprise because. But I'll tell you what he actually did. He turned provider. Yeah. Which shows the quality he's capable of.
He'd be the Kieran Donohoe of lacking.
Exactly.
He's such a big man. He's got a great pair of hands in him.
Yeah.
So he does,
Yeah.
you know, so.
Niall McKiernan got 1-1. Michael Shanahy got a goal, or a point from the middle of the field. Joe Crow got a goal, started. I think he's 40 years of age, at least. And then young lad Thomas Galligan, County Minor. Anybody who's seen the County Minors this year will remember Thomas scored a magnificent point where he just tore up the wing when he came on and sliced the ball, or hooked the ball from underneath the stand going down towards the flaggy bottom end, but all of 35-40 metres out. Lovely score, absolute great score. They showed massive quality. Carl Duke was sent off for Lavey, and Ray Cullivan was sent off on a second yellow. So they were, now the game was probably gone out of the reach when Ray Cullivan was sent off, but it was it was Lavey were just struggling for forwards, struggling for scorers, and like, in fairness, Christopher Conroy was working hard. Gerard Smith scored 3 points and looked very, very good, I have to say, when he got into the scoring zone. He is lightning pace and he can shoot. I think out of his 3 points, 1 was on the left and 2 was on the right. You know, he showed a variation. Ray Cullivan got 2 points, Conroy got 3. You know, so they have a good enough attack, but they just didn't seem to click on Saturday night. But Lavey, again, another team that's going to be hard bet when they get everyone together. Now, I'm not sure, I know Ray Cullivan's was only a second yellow. I'm not sure if Carl Dukes was second yellow or straight red. So he'd be a loss. Either would be a loss. If Ray Cullivan has been sent off, if he has been sent off in the last year, then he'll miss a game. So that could influence their upcoming fixture.
Yeah, it could indeed.
That brings us on now to the next game, which was on Sunday morning at 1 o'clock, or Sunday afternoon, sorry, at 1 o'clock, and that took place in Lavey.
That's your morning on a Sunday.
It is right, the only day. And Kings Court were taking on Crushala. Kings Court came out victorious here, 12 points to 7. Low scoring game, but Kings Court sticking with the same like average concession, 8, 7, 8, 9 scores a game. They're not conceding a lot.
Yeah. They're not conceding a lot, and they're going out to score more than the other team. Well, obviously,
I think all teams do that.
They usually
I do think they do.
But like, they're going out to score. We'll say they must have their eyes set on maybe 12 or 13 scores and keeping it below 10 for the opposing team or something like that.
Yeah, I know. At half time in this game, I think it was half time, was 5 points apiece.
Right.
And then Kings Court came out and scored 5 unanswered points to have it 5-10. Crushala came back. I know Crushala missed the penalty, or James, our guest from last week, saved the penalty. The Snake saved the penalty in the first half as well, so that would have been crucial in the game. You know, had the Crushala gone in 1-5 ahead at half time, it could have been a different story.
Crushala would have been able to sit back at that stage,
exactly,
you know,
and try and let the pressure come on them, hold the defensive line. But that's a good win for Kings Court. I never thought it was going to be easy, but 5 points was probably more than I would have expected.
Yeah. And then the last game, which we earmarked last weekend, was the Castlerahan and Ramor game taking place at, was it 6 o'clock in Breffni Park on Sunday, or 8? 8 o'clock on Sunday evening in Breffni Park.
Sorry, 7:30.
And Castlerahan ended up at 113, and Ramor ended up at 113. A draw match. Couldn't be closer, but they couldn't be separated. And a local derby. What else would you want in a local derby?
I said it last week on the show, and I hope people listen. Well, actually, people must have, because, well, not because I said it, but there was a huge crowd.
Of course.
There was a huge crowd in, and they weren't disappointed. It was a cracker. It was a brilliant game of football. It was attacking. It was two good teams going forward, going at each other, working hard, getting back as well, but breaking forward at speed. It had everything. It had goals, it had shocks, it had misses, it had points of quality. I have to say, like, I couldn't commend the game and both teams for the entertainment they provided on Sunday evening. It was absolutely brilliant. Bringing it in on scores, you had Paul Smith scored 1 from wing half back for Castlerahan. Enda Flanagan got 5, 4 of them were frees. Enda O'Connell got a point. Ronan Flanagan got a point on his right foot.
Ronan Flanagan was back for the game.
Ronan Flanagan was back. He only came on just before half time. But I would say the replay's Wednesday night, so I don't know if he'd be fit for an hour at that stage, but he'll be fit for an hour their next game after that, I'd say. Oisin O'Connell scored a point. Fergal Flanagan got a
goal. Did he get a goal towards the end of the game when they were losing, and then put them back ahead, and then?
And it was a great move by Castlerahan. Flicked it to the net in the end, but sure, Fergal Flanagan scores goals. It's something that we're nearly getting used to. I think that is in 4 games.
Three goals in 4 games.
No, it's more.
Oh, hang on.
He's scored in the Breffni League final. He scored a goal or maybe 2.
I was going to say.
Yeah, he's got 3 goals in 4 games. He scored 2 goals.
He scored 2. I think he has 4 then.
He got 1 against Kingscourt,
1 against
two
Kingscourt,
against Killashandra, none against us, and 1 against. So that's 4
4
in 4 championship games.
Yeah.
So he's a man on fire at the minute. Pádraig McGahern started at wing half forward instead of Enda Flanagan, and he scored 4 points, 3 frees, 1 from play. They brought on Sean Brady as well. They brought on Cian McEnroe. They brought on Daniel Lynch actually started. And I can't think who he started instead of. But big news, I suppose, was the Cian Mackey come on.
Yeah.
Which nobody really expected to happen. Cian Mackey, who's never telling lies, but the night before told me he wouldn't be ready for 3 weeks. So. It's nice of Cian to be honest with us, but sure, I suppose you can't blame him. But at half time in that game, it was Castlerahan 8 points, Ramor 1-7. Ramor's goal, Anton Riley, 20 metres out, probably 21 metres out from where I was standing anyway, it looked like it. And no goal chance on, and just rocket of a shot to the bottom corner. Lee had no chance. He was welded to the ground because he didn't expect the shot, but he just drilled it, and that was early on in the game. It was a great goal, but they had some good performances. Stephen Monaghan at full forward started out in the middle of the field, but ended up in at full forward. Managed to get 5 points, 2 frees and 3 from open play.
Is he the younger brother of Peter Monaghan? Yeah,
Peter, who isn't with Ramor anymore, but he'd be, I think, 2 years younger. He's about 26. He'd be a year younger, I think, than... Or maybe, no, he's the same age as Fergal Flanagan and Cian Mackey, so 26, 27.
Right.
Something around that. But, some good performances all over the field. Adam O'Connell, Damien Barkey got up and scored a point each. Anton Riley got 1-1 in the middle of the field. McEnroe...
Because he was awesome last year.
Yeah, he was... He wasn't great now by his standard. Again, county man, I'd have expected him to lord it, but he didn't really. He put in some big hits, got some turnovers, but I didn't think that
he didn't influence it as much as you thought he would.
No, not in comparison. Jack Brady to me had a very good game now.
Okay.
He scored a point, but he was showing a lot. He was inside early on, and then he moved out the field to get involved in more of the play. But Simon Cadden got a point. 5 out of the 6 Ramor forward scored. Adrian Cole got a point. Paul Quealy got a point as well. So, they've a great spread of scorers across the field, and they have some wonderful footballers. Both teams have some wonderful footballers. And like I said last week, if you're around Wednesday evening, get into Breffni Park. Yeah. Forget about the soccer internationals or whatever else is on. Breffni Park, 8:15. Cracker of a game is promised. Two good football teams who will be in the business end of the championship. I can guarantee it.
Yeah.
So well done to all involved there, and best of luck on Wednesday night to both teams.
Absolutely, and that moves us on now to the Cavan Intermediate Championship, round 3, where Shercock were playing Drung, and Shercock come out with a very, very slight win in this one, 12 points to 11 against Drung. Drung, who had been going very well, and Shercock, I think I may have picked Drung to win this last week when we were doing our predictions, because I thought that Shercock were going to be missing
Killian, but Killian was back. Killian landed back Friday morning, just before the game, pretty much, I think. So, but I'm not sure if he played the whole game but he definitely played a part of some sort. And with him and Brian Sankey and Niall Clerk and a few players like that, Shercock have quality. But Drung,
equally.
Hats off to them, because probably before the championship started, you look at Kieran Galligan gone, they lost Barry Waters through injury. I know young Rossiter played the first game against Coothill, but he didn't play since that, and we wish him a speedy recovery. But all those missing players, you'd have feared for them.
That's it.
But by God, did they put up some battles and put up some great wins, and they will make progress next year, get a few players back again. They're a well-organised outfit, and well done to Adrian Delaney
and Shane
McCabe for all the work that they've done there, because that was a turnaround, and it showed that with good organisation and a good level of coaching, you can do very well. So look, although they'll be disappointed, I think it was still a good enough championship for Drung.
It was. That's it, and unfortunately that just sees them go out and Shercock go into the quarterfinals.
Yeah, the last game then in the round 3 was Drumlane against Mount Nugent, and Drumlane came out convincing winners here, 4 goals and 14 points to 6 points, which was an extremely convincing win there for Drumlane.
Drumlane, a team that nobody, they got to the 2010 intermediate final, and they had only lost 1 game that year between league and championship, and I think it was their first league game, and then they went on a run where they were unbeaten in the league and unbeaten in the championship until they met us in the final. And since then they've kind of gone off the radar a bit, but they've been a bit of a dark horse in this championship so far.
They've been Jekyll and Hyde. Is my thing is that some days they can go out they're lighting up the world, and then other days they're not. But maybe that's not a bad thing. Maybe their form might just start to come good. Like that win is going to leave them in confident form going into the quarter final. Now I know that his first name is eluding me, but Louise O'Reilly's, who does the All About Sport on Cavan TV, her brother, I think his nickname is Disco. Disco, but apparently awesome. Had a wonderful game. Young Ryan Connolly had a great game. They were the 2 main threats in attack for Drumlane.
They're the new forwards that are coming in now,
that weren't there in 2010.
Exactly, and Drumlane had some quality forwards back then who retired, and now you have
the next generation. So in fairness, they with Dane O'Dowd and John O'Dowd and that, and then JP Kelly, who to me is always good. I think he's very much underrated, full of energy, full of running, constantly on the move, and does simple things well, which you need on a team, and can take a score as well. Drumlane, that'll be a good confidence boost for them going into the quarter final, and well done to them. From a Nugent, it was well done getting to that stage, in fairness, considering again something similar to Drung.
Well, they'd suffered an unbelievable defeat against Ballyhaise. They scored 3 points, and Ballyhaise scored something like 422 or something.
Yeah.
And then they went out against one of the favourites, one of the outsiders, I suppose, but they'd be up there in the top 4 for the championship, was Swan and Mar. And Swad, we're missing a couple of players, but you would never expected Nugent to be able to turn it around, to go from such a hammering to beating Swad. And then they went into this game and probably kind of, after beating Swad, they were probably expecting a little bit or whatever, and it just didn't happen for them. But as you said, well done to them getting through to that stage. Yeah. But
that's it. You have to give credit where it's due, and the victory over Swad was a big plus for Nugent, and if they can continue to pick up a win or two. I know that they're working from a young panel. It's not an old panel by any means. I would say, their key players there, Kieran Caffrey there, I would say is only... He's a phenomenal footballer, but I'd say he's only 24, 23, 24, something around there, maybe 25 at most. Ronan at full forward is only 27, 28. To have Patterson, lad in the middle of the field, Thomas Brady, or not Thomas Brady, his name's eluding me at the minute, but anyway, they're all kind of in the younger end of the low
20s,
of the 20s. So there is
plenty of football left in them. You can get a couple more younger players coming in from minor or whatever.
That's exactly it. So look at hard luck to Man Eugene, and congratulations to Drumlane.
Correct. And right, that moves us on now to the Junior Championship Group A, Round 3, and Curla were taking on Mahara. This was a bottom of the table clash, and it was for pride more than anything else. It was Curla came out victorious in this one on a scoreline of 2 goals and 10 to Mahara's 12 points.
And I know that I got that one right and you got it wrong. I just remember you thinking Mahara would win it, and I remember kind of saying, no, West Cavan will suit Curla, so well done to Curla. Cornafane were taking on Templeport. This was a very important game because the winner went through top of the group straight into the semi-final, and Cornafane came out victorious on a scoreline of 12 points to 1 goal and 6. So well done to Cornafane. Again, I know I predicted that one.
Yeah, well, I did predict that one as well.
Well
we
done.
were thinking that they'd be too strong.
Yeah.
In the Junior Championship Group B, round 3, Ballymacue were taking on Muncher and this, again, was a massive game as well. And Ballymacue won this in a scoreline of 2 goals and 13 points to Muncher 2 goals and 12.
And I was in at this game, and considering the conditions for there to be 15 and 14, 29 scores, it was brilliant. It was brilliant entertainment. Both teams deserve massive credit as well. This was on Sunday evening, I think. It was Sunday evening I was in for it, and it was great. It was value for money all the way, great entertainment. 2 good teams going out physically, walking into each other good and hard, but constantly driving forward every chance they got. You know, it was really good game of football, and hats off. I think Ballymacue again, they're playing a nice brand of football where they're just going out and going at it, going for it every chance they get. And Stephen Baxter has them well tuned and up for it, really, really up for it. I tell you, they're going to be a damn good team who'll beat Ballymacue in this championship.
Damn right, yeah. We said that. We had some highlights from them earlier on in the championship, and we were saying they look like an outfit now that are going to be hard beaten. Yeah,
definitely are. The last game was West Cavan Derby. It saw Kildallan taking on Shannon Gales. Shannon Gales, who had qualified... No, sorry. It had Kildallan beaten Shannon Gales.
Kildallan would have went through as
group topper. So, and
it was a huge game.
Shannon Gales were after hockeying Knockbride, and Knockbride drew with Kildallan. So on all known form, this should have been an easy win for Shannon Gales.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. It finished 4 goals and 11 points to Kildallan, 3 goals and 14 points. That's wrong.
No, it's not. It's right. 3-14 to 4-11, a draw match.
No, I think Shannon Gales won that.
No, it was a draw.
Oh, was it?
It was a draw.
Oh, God.
Kildallan go through in second place to the next part of it. Yeah, it was a draw. 3-14 to 2.
I actually seen the Kildallan went through to the next part in the back door, and I presumed that they lost by a point.
No. It was a draw match, so it was.
Wow.
And,
that's a shock.
I was talking to Fergal Maguire today, and he said it was just... He says, you can talk about your Kerry and Mayo, he says, but this was a cracker of a match. It went up and down. Either team could have won it.
32 scores.
Yeah.
That's quality.
And he says, either team, it was played in Swan and Bar, and either team could have won this game, he says. And, you know, he just said it was an absolute cracker of a game of football.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Delighted. I know I was speaking to Kieran Fitzpatrick earlier on, and they were missing Eamon O'Reilly, who done his hamstring, and it doesn't look good for him to be back this season at all.
Right.
Which is a disappointment. I wish him a speedy recovery. But Kildallan were missing a few as well.
They were. Yeah,
you know, it wasn't as if one man was going to make all the difference there. But West Cavan derbies, they're just they're alone themselves. So they are absolutely brilliant.
That is for sure.
Delighted. I love seeing scorelines like that and good close games. There's no point in having 4-11 to 1-1. You know, 4-11 to 3-14. That's a cracker, and well done to all involved there, because it's obviously a good open brand of football to go out and play and attack each other and get scores up. So
and they had played each other in the league, and I think they drew in the league as well. And against Knockbride, Kildallan were 9 points up against Knockbride at one stage, and Knockbride came back and drew level. So it was a real big test of character for Kildallan there, you know, like, and they put it up to them. But as we'll see now in a minute, they're not making things easy for themselves.
No, definitely not. So we'll just go on now. We'll give you the tables in the Junior Championship Group A, and as you can see there, on top of the table is
Cornafane.
Cornafane are sitting on top. They go through as group winners into the semi-final, and Templeport then go into the back door, where they will face the winners of the Arva Kildallan game.
Correct,
so
right.
As we'll go on, then you can see, well, I don't know if you can see, that we might be having technical difficulties. Yeah, there's Group A. Now we're on to Group B. You see top of the table there is Ballymacue with 2 wins from 2 games, and second is Arva, courtesy of their victory over Muncher Connacht. So Ballymacue go through to the semi-finals group winners. Arva play the aforementioned Kildallan this coming weekend for the right to play Templeport for the right to get into the semi-final. And then we go on to the Group C, and as you can see, Shannon Gales finished top with 3 points, so that's 1 win and 1 draw. Kildallan with 2 draws finished second, and as we said already, they play Arva. Winners of that game plays Templeport to get into the semi-final proper.
Now, look, I like the Arva lads, and they were in the junior final last year, and they should be favourites to come through that. But wouldn't it be nice to see Kildallan playing Templeport for the right to get into a semi-final
against Shannon Gills?
Yeah,
just to really west it up, hey. Just to really west it up.
That'd be absolutely incredible.
So that brings us on now. We're just going to go through the draw for the Senior Championship. Round 3 was made on Sunday evening at half-time in the Ramor and Castlerathan game. And these games, the fixtures are being made this evening. We don't have them live, but they will be played on the coming weekend, the first weekend in September. The first game sees Balagna taking on Lavi, and because we're running out of time before the break, we'll go with just quick call on a winner.
Balagna and Lavi, I am going to go with... I'll let you, because I have to write Damien.
And you can't think and write at the same time. That would be impossible.
I'm going to go with Balagna.
I'm going to go with Balagna as well, for the simple reason that... Scoring forwards, I think they have enough. And the more games Balagna get, the better they'll get. You know, so
the next one is going to be Mullahoran versus the loser of Castlerathan and Ramor. So we've a double whammy here. You're going for Castlerathan or Ramor?
Well, Castlerathan or Ramor, I'm going to go with Castlerathan.
I'm going to go with Ramor.
Okay. And then I think, so that'll leave Ramor against Mullahoran. And I'm going to go with Mullahoran on that one.
You're going to go with Mullahoran against Ramor or thing.
So you're going
I'm going to go with Mullahoran.
To beat Castlerathan.
I'm going to go with Mullahoran to beat Ramor.
No, you said Castlerathan are going to win. The
losers.
losers.
You said Castlerathan.
Yeah, so the losers. The losers play Mullahoran.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. So I'm going to say that Mullahoran will beat Castlerathan.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, cool.
We're going to win, yeah.
Yes, yeah.
We're both saying Mullahoran are going to come through that anyway.
Okay, perfect. That's all right. So we'll move on very quickly. And sorry for rushing through this, folks, but time is of the essence. Killigarry against Crushala. This is one that both teams are going to fancy going in.
Crushala. Crushala.
I'm going to go with a narrow Crushala victory here.
Oh, you're going with Crushala as well?
I'm going to go with Crushala.
Okay.
We'll have to put a score on that one. Go on quick. How many?
I'm going to go with Crushala plus 5.
2.
Oh, 2. And the last one there is Gauna versus Cuchulains. Do you want me to go on this as well first?
If you want.
Gauna.
In one word, Gauna, but only because Mark McKeever is in awesome form, and then Niall Madden is back as well, and I think Gauna are playing good football. I've seen them. I didn't see Cuchulains in the championship yet, so Gauna, I'm going to go Gauna plus 1 just.
Plus
close.
1, I'm going to go Gauna plus 3.
Right.
Yes. And so the next one is the Intermediate Championship quarter-finals.
And again, these are going to be played this coming weekend. Coothill against Ballybor is the first fixture, as you can see there. I'm going with a Coothill win. I think Enda Hess and Tom Hayes and their midfield are just going to have too much. Michael Argue might be able to curtail John McCutcheon, but they might cancel each other out. So Coothill victory for me.
Coothill victory, yeah. I'm going to go a draw on this one, Damien. So I'm going to go a draw between Coothill and Ballybor and Coothill to win the replay.
Right, excellent. Well, we'd have time to judge the replay next Monday night anyway. So Lara against Killincare, this is a local derby. Killincare, after winning the Breffni League, I haven't seen them in the Intermediate Championship yet, but I know that Michael Riley has done a good job with them. I know they're happy with the work that they've done.
Picking Killincare?
I still think Lara just come through.
Yeah, I think Lara are going to win that one, so I don't know. Not by a whole pile.
No, very close.
Could actually be a draw as well, that one.
Or Killincare could win it. It's only because I have to call a winner that I'm calling Lara, but it wouldn't surprise me. Drumlane against Ballyhaise.
Yeah. I don't think Drumlane are going to have enough to stop Ballyhaise, but the only thing is it's the knockout stages of the championship, and Ballyhaise tend to wobble a little bit when it comes into this. But I'm going to go with Ballyhaise, and then depending on who they meet in the semi-finals.
Ballyhaise ordinarily would wobble, but this is a different bunch of players, I think. And
Oh, you're so politically correct.
no, I genuinely do think that Ballyhaise have something special this year. I seen them in the Breffni League final.
Well, they have a great manager, I have to say that.
Yeah, Phil Plunkett, and he has them flying fit, playing a good brand of football. They have a few very good defenders. You know, Sean McCormick is playing excellent there. Middle of the field, Conor Lyons playing well. Ballyhaise, to me, probably by... I think they'll win this with a few points to spare.
Yeah, I do think that as well, but we won't go with scores in this one.
No.
Shercock and Belturbet, this is an intriguing one.
Yeah.
I'll go first in this, and I think Belturbet, just their experience, and Shercock only, up. I just think that Belturbet will win this one.
Yeah, I agree. I think Belturbet should win it. The only thing is that Killian Clark back, it'd be interesting to see what sort of shape he's in. Brian Sankey's in good shape. Shercock could click and win this. They could do it, but Belturbet should win it. The only thing is they've had such a gap. Shercock have had games, whereas Belturbet have had a 3 to 4 week gap without a competitive game. So will that tell on them?
So who are you going to pick?
Just for the sake of going against it, I'll go with Shercock. But no, sorry, I'm not. It's too competitive with me and you. I'll stick with Belturbet.
So we've actually only been different on 2 results, that's all.
Indeed. And then the Junior Championship playoff, game 1 sees Arva taking on Kildallan. Should be coming up on your screen there now. This is a close one.
Yeah, I just think that Arva will have just too much quality for Kildallan. I would love to see the Kildallan boys winning this, but I just think that Arva are going to have too much.
James Morris played extremely well All-Ireland Junior final. Peter was involved in the panel, which can only be a positive. Kevin Boucher's back. Brian Ellis is back from injury for the first time this year. They're back to the outfit that got to the junior final last year and produced a wonderful performance. I would see Arva winning this one too.
Yeah. So we're both going to go with Arva, and then Arva will take on Templeport next. So
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's all the predictions now ran through very quickly there, but we'll definitely keep this week's predictions so that we can compare who's winning.
Yeah.
It's me.
You're a point ahead from the first week,
and after last week I'm 3.
I don't think so. Well, just before we go to a commercial break, we have the president-elect of the Come On Luke Glass Scale, Mr. Egon O'Farrell, and he meets up with Noel O'Reilly, a lifelong Cavan fan who now lives in the Cayman Islands. And we just have a picture of the 2 boys here. Now it'll be coming up on your screen. Yeah,
Noel, of course, brother of
JJ.
the big Riley clan of Cavan Gaels and uncle of Damien and Dominic, who are playing on the Cavan Gaels senior team on Saturday evening.
Sean as well,
he's related to Sean, yeah. He'd be Sean's uncle, but we know that he keeps in contact with us through Twitter and that, and just delighted to see that 2 Cavan men over at the North American Championship finals. Not sure exactly where they were played, but it was over a weekend. Over the weekend gone by, so great to see them at those championships, and we wish Noel the best of luck, and great to see him enjoying himself.
It's great, like he always sends his tweets and all that, but he always gets in contact with us when we're on the radio as well. So good to be able to say hello to him. So
yeah, indeed.
So what we might do now is we might just get ready for a commercial break. I think
we will.
You might join us in part 2
if you don't mind.
Morning, Mickey.
What did you make of that game yesterday?
Oh, where do I start? Only for Ronan Flanagan. I can't believe Martin Riley missed that goal chance, Him with a soccer background, I'd have expected him to keep it low on the carpet, but they blazed it over the bar. Very lucky to be able to bring on Michael Argue. Big man from the middle of the field, and him still under 21. You imagine, we got to an All-Ireland quarter-final last year, and that was without him, and without Grode McKieran and these lads. Imagine what we can do this year with them all. The night that we got the first-round victory, it was absolutely amazing. When you think about it, we haven't won a first-round game in years. 6 points from play. You can't ask for much of a better return than that. But then the missed 6. Gilson in goals was playing brilliantly. Joshua Hayes, you couldn't replace him. Rory Dunn, outstanding. Killian the Gunner, absolutely brilliant. Fergal Flanagan was probably lucky to not get a black card, he got a yellow one instead. Jeez, I tell you what, Pete McGrath was raging after it, so he was. You know, after last year reaching the All-Ireland quarter-final, sure, everyone's Samsung Galaxy tablet from 149. That's pretty damn good. But like, how's Terry Highland going to be able to keep their heads on the ground and not let them get blown up?
Hayes Effort, Cavan and Hill, proud sponsors of Gaelic Football Views.
Look, at the end of the day, we got the 2 points, and isn't that all that really matters?
Yeah, we should look. I'll see you at the match later on.
I don't think I'll bother.
Yeah.
To the start of the show. I think we had the wrong advert up there, but an interesting first half with a lot of the predictions and a lot of the matches. I think the championship has been pretty good. It hasn't been good for us, but
it's been. I love it. I have to say, I love it. I was just saying to my wife, give me club championship all year round, because I tried to sit down and watch a soccer game on Sunday morning, and it just bored the living daylights out of me, because I was after watching so many good football matches, club football matches. I enjoyed them. I know
in fairness, we were treated to an unbelievable weekend of football.
Yeah.
When you look at the Kerry Mayo replay, you look at Donegal and Dublin, you look at the fact that the Dublin-Donegal game, it was a win for Gaelic football.
Of course it was.
So it was.
Of course
it wasn't that it was a win for Donegal, it was a win for Gaelic football. And it just shows you that no matter how much money and how much you pump in,
and what population
you have,
you can only put out 15 players.
Correct.
With one manager, and it has to play against 15 players with one manager.
Yeah.
And look what can happen. I thought it was phenomenal, and I felt so afraid when Dublin went 5-1 up. I was going, this is just going to be horrible.
Yeah.
They're just going to. But Donegal, to their credit, continue to do what they do. They believe in their system. They know that they can outwork teams, and they also have. And Jim McGuinness hit the nail on the head after. They don't just defend well; they attack extremely well now.
Yeah. Well, look. When was the last time Dublin conceded 3 goals?
Oh, it's absolutely amazing. And Ryan McHugh, for me.
Yeah.
I've been known to say to people that I didn't think he was a great footballer. My hat's at this stage, because that was a brilliant performance, and it's not the first time this year that he's produced it.
No, he's had a phenomenal year. In fairness to him, I would have been of the same opinion of you. He has continuously done it over the course of the year, which is, and he's starting to really become an amazing footballer.
He is. A joy to watch too, because he's an attacking footballer.
Yeah.
And he's probably the extra bit of attacking that Donegal needed from last year and even from 2012. They needed to bring on these forwards. And
he's not a big man. He's
he's
smaller than
very
his brother,
small. Very small.
And he's not one of these lads that's worked out in a gym. He doesn't look like buff or anything like that. He just knows how to get into the right position at the right time, and he's wiry, and
he's fit as a
brave.
fiddle. Yeah,
brave and fit. And that's you can spend as long as you want in a gym.
You can't build up braveness.
You can't build up braveness.
But absolutely brilliant. I have to say the two games, both Saturday night to me, and I don't like giving out about referees, but I thought the referee made a hash of that game altogether. I thought he was terrible, and there was people on Twitter saying, fair play to him, he let it flow, he let it get out of hand. He let it get out of hand in certain parts, and albeit the game was wonderfully entertaining, it's the inconsistencies in a referee and performance like that really bug me.
Exactly.
And I don't like it. Look, I'm sure he didn't go out to do that, but refereeing has to become consistent. And even to the point where, it annoyed me that the week before, people were saying that Lee Keegan shouldn't have got a red card. Lee Keegan, by the letter of the law, got a red card and he can't do it. And yet people going, but it's a harmless.
It's a harmless red
It doesn't
card.
matter.
It's
If
still a red
all
card.
referees went by the letter of the law, then he goes every time. And then the problem is, the rest of the referees that don't give it when somebody swings a kick, then they're all of a sudden been given out to because they're not following the letter of the law. There's people out there that just can't be pleased. I listen to news talk off the ball and I love it, but they were given out about the red card being given, and then I was listening to it since the game on Saturday. And it was actually on Sunday afternoon, and they were given out about the referee and performance because he was letting too much go. You can't have it both ways.
Exactly. Well, look, they're pundits. They're trying to keep their jobs, Damien, you know.
That's it, and we're not getting paid for this. So. But come here, what we do have is we got the highlights. We got the game from Tommy Riley. Thank you very much. The DVD of the All-Ireland final. And for most people that will probably never get to see the game, we put together the highlights. It's good clips. It shows all the scores here, and we'll keep talking to you through the highlights of the All-Ireland Junior Final, Cavan against Kerry.
Well, you will.
I will, but sure, you can talk. There's the pole right in the middle of the footage that you'll see a number of times. But this is Cavan on the attack with Packy Leddy there, or there's Liam Buchanan there, but they're going on the attack up. And the right, look at this for a ball. On his weak foot, into the pocket. Tom Riley, only one thing, or Tom Hayes, only one thing on his mind. He's going into the goal. And scores a wonderful goal. That's the opening score of the game and a signal of intent. Again, I just had to show it twice. It was that good, I thought. But again, that was the style of football Cavan were playing, attacking, kicking passes. It was lovely to watch. Brilliant game. There's Cavan on the attack again, just to show runners off the shoulder. Looking for the pass inside. Look at this for a ball coming across. Christopher Conroy. Just driving again, looking inside. Again, looking forward all the time. Looking forward, that's young Morris from Arva.
Up in the forward line.
Up in the forward line, just driving forward. That's Paul O'Connor coming left and coming right. Keeps possession under pressure, but lays a lovely ball off the end of the line. Great point on his left foot. Great score, 2-0 up to. 2-0 up to Cavan at this stage. Cavan on the attack there with Kieran Brady with a wonderful game. Conor Minor, look at this for a ball.
And it was a beautiful day. It was ideal conditions.
It was. Ball O'Connor in behind the defence. I thought he should have kept this one lower. Oh no, this isn't one. That was actually a good save in fairness.
It was. I think he brought it too close to the goalkeeper before he shot, though.
Possibly.
That'd be my thinking on it.
Christopher Conroy with the first of his 45s. Great striker. He was 20-25 yards before the start. By the time he hit the net, he was still 20 meters up. It was a great score by Kerry. We put in a good few of the Kerry scores. Sorry, this is the goal chance. That's the crossbar. Absolutely, Brian Sankey got fingers on it, he tells me. I don't know what point.
If he didn't get fingers on it, his fingers would still be stuck. That was them.
But Cavan looking to go with the attack. They used the foot pass a lot. I know that one broke down, but it was a joy to watch the way they did try to go forward. The bounce on the field.
The bounce on the field is what took that ball away from the forward.
But this is actually a score and a half from Kerry. I think this is the first or the second score of the game, but watch this, lad. Now, you know what that point is like? Paul the Gunners on the Sunday morning for Ballyhale. Pretty much the same.
I absolutely love watching Kerry playing football because it's, you know.
Look at that for ball for Enda Riley. Look at this, Paul O'Connor's goal fantastic. He shot it good and early. He went over the bar, but I do think
he was thinking the shot before.
I have to get it off early. In fairness, which shows his awareness. That was, I think that's Liam Buchanan or Packy Leddy breaking ball, but great ball by Paul Smith. And then the Hessel coming on to his left foot, under pressure, over the bar, showing the ball there. He was great speed going forward. Christopher Conroy, second 45 here. Straight over the box. The in fairness. Kerry on the attack, lovely early ball in it. The two corner forwards with great movement, and Fergal Riley and Damien Barkley had such great work done to try and keep them to scale. Like that's Kerry football. Yeah. Wonderful to watch in fairness as well. This was a free in to Kerry, it was just behind the post. But it shows again the movement. Look at this for a score under pressure.
That's what we're saying.
Gavin O'Grady with that one.
It's wonderful to watch him. Like, is the quality of striking the ball.
But watch this. Cavan had as good a quality passing of the ball again. This is Enda Heston. Looking inside the Tom. Now look where Tom wins this ball. Tom Hayes. And watch the bounce dummy. I love it. It's so good. You have to watch it the second time to see the bounce dummy and see how good it was. Wait till you see him coming in here. Like, he only had one thing on his mind, and there's no goal chance on here. Watch this. On his left hand bounce dummy. Pulls it to the right foot. Absolutely brilliant. It was absolutely phenomenal.
The guy is quality.
Absolutely.
It was great to have him in here on the show last week.
It was. That was Paul O'Connor coming over a point down in the first half from a free. I think that's Crowley. I don't know if he's any relation to the lad that plays in senior team, but he was a free taker. But that was half time, was 1-7 to Cavan and 6 points to Kerry. Kerry started off the second half with a free, reduced it to 3 points.
Yeah, I think our next score is the big one, isn't it?
And really see how it was worked. Christopher Conroy breaking out. Quick man waiting to tackle Eddie. There's a ball. Oh no, he's Enda Heston. Watch this. Watch the speed of it. Just driving. Second point on the left side. Brilliant. Absolutely. But a great ball to tackle Eddie. Yeah. Just put it in front of him.
Let him run on to it.
Yeah. This is Kerry on the ball again. Very patient in possession. Cavan had good numbers back here. Lovely ball inside here. Thrown onto his left foot. Like that was a Hickey lad, I think, that's corner forward. He did two very good corner forward. This is a turnover by Cavan. Good hard work. Showing the quality. But look what they're looking to do straight away. Deliver ball, really good time, long ball up. Even if it doesn't work, Paul O'Connor's in on it. We're going fast. Look at the speed of this ball. Duffler takes the shot. He's there to finish. Absolutely brilliant. We're all kept in the fact that really kind of early ball and Paul O'Connor didn't give up on it. Kept just going in, even if the man caught it, Paul was going to tackle him, but didn't catch it. But it was a good shot, good save, and good reaction to Tom.
That back that was coming out was a much bigger lad than him.
And literally 30 seconds later, he follows up with this score. He's off the post and quickly off the palm again. Sends the ball high and over the bar.
There's more over there. There's more over that. We actually created a lot of goal chances with the hook of the
Good save by Snake. Again, brilliant save. Absolutely brilliant save. Cavan both out. Kerry got a score from it, but brilliant save for James Farley. Had to be put in. He couldn't leave that to
he couldn't leave the
Look at this for a pass from Conor Minor. Brilliant. 50-yard pass.
Split through defenders.
Enda Riley again on the ball. Maintaining possession goes to Conroy. Back to Enda Riley. Always just making sure. Lovely little left-footed pass into Paul Smith, who does very well here. Him and Kieran Brady linked extremely well for this. Look, Kieran Brady, two good Kerry defending there, like in fairness. But look, Enda Heston, tight angle, pressure, right foot. That's two in his left, one on his right.
And again, goal chance on there as well, like, you know.
Good response by Kerry. With huge numbers back. Paul Smith again, using his right foot that time. Like, Paul Smith, I thought it was a very good game as well. Going up the field into the corner. David Hyland only on. Look at this for score. 20-metre line near the sideline. That's a great score. And then David a good game for Damien on Saturday. You know, a bit of quality there showing. This was Cavan for Kerry winning and going in the attack again. But Cavan defended exceptionally well too. He still had the ability to drive the point. Breaking ball by Cavan. And the Heston, look at him driving. Like, there's no catching him. Right foot. That's 2 and 3. Well, no. Palm goal. Palm goal then. That was a lovely ball in. This again is that O'Grady lad. Lovely footballer, left foot, great score.
Substitution and Cavan number 20. Joined by the Cavan captain, a delighted Packy Leddy after winning the All-Ireland Junior title. First time since 1927. You hardly remember it, do you?
Not really, Damien, no. Sorry. Yeah, I think it's a long time for any Cavan team. I suppose in complete contrast to Kerry. I mean, you know, they've won this competition a lot over the last few years. So, it's just a terrific feeling. It's brilliant, yeah.
It was a wonderful performance, but there was fierce intensity and pace in that game. You know, it was no junior football game.
No, it definitely wasn't. I think the games that we've played, every game we've played this year has been always big intensity. I think people have seen that in the likes of the Leinster final against Longford. And I think there's this opinion about the junior championship that maybe it's a big step down. I've played a few games senior this year, and there's absolutely no difference in intensity. And the first 20 minutes there were just really, really tough. And we knew if we can go in at half time in the lead in a strong position, take a rest at half time and come out and just empty the tank. So.
Yeah, we've seen you obviously over the last number of years at under 21 level, but this year you've been involved with the county seniors. How much of an advantage was that to the fitness that you needed to get through that game?
Yeah, it is. I mean, there's a lot of lads there in that team that have been training since October, November, that time of year. And in fairness, we all seem to be on the same kind of wavelength in terms of fitness. I mean, you've seen the likes of Kieran Brady and James Morris. I mean, them boys have looked like they've been training all year, and it definitely was a big advantage. And it really is, like you said, there's an intensity in that game, and certainly the training that we've done throughout the year definitely helped towards that.
Yeah, there's people around Cavan who might want an end to this junior competition. You're after being part of this panel for the entire year, and you're after lifting the cup. What would you say to those people now?
I think it's an absolutely terrific competition. I seen there a few weeks ago. I mean that that there's lads that may have been training all year on the fringes of a panel. And the only other football they're getting is really club football, and they're not really involved at a county level at any other stage for the rest of the year. So I think you see the turnout. Obviously it's an All-Ireland final. Any All-Ireland that at any stage, whether it be senior or junior, it's not to be sniffed at, and I think the crowd just shows today now that it really did mean something to Cavan today.
Yeah, and there was a good Cavan support that came all the way down to Portlaoise for this, so the interest is obviously there, but the joy in the panel, and obviously you can see from the hard work that you have put in, you're getting just rewards for the effort.
Yeah, definitely. And as I said, at the end of the day, it's an All-Ireland medal. A few of us were involved in under 21 a few years ago in All-Ireland final. We missed that opportunity, and I suppose in some way this really makes up for, we have an All-Ireland medal, and this is something we can take with us for the rest of our footballing careers, and I firmly believe that there's going to be a lot of lads here that are going to make a big push for the senior panel next year.
I think you're definitely right on that one. Packy, thanks very much for talking to us, and well done.
Cheers,
good
thanks.
Man. Joined now by the chairman of Cavan County Board, very happy and relieved, I suppose, Tom Riley.
I'm very relieved. There's been criticism of taking part in that competition, and winning an All-Ireland Junior meant an awful lot to me coming into my term number one. And as the Kerry chairman says to me, you can never get used to winning All-Irelands, and they're disappointed to lose the junior final that a lot of people in Cavan didn't think was worth taking part in. But going out there today, you've seen players starting to blossom again. The young lads coming good, fellas like Paul Smith from Castlerahan and that, all starting to come good. Wouldn't have been seen before the junior competition, only in our own club and domestic scene. You had Kieran Brady, all them young lads, middle of the field, Shanks, and Tom Hayes up front. It was a great performance by our team. They played great football, and I'm disappointed there's not more Cavan people here to see it win in the first All-Ireland since 1951. But, it shows that we can win it, and if they only have patience in Cavan would win a hell of a lot more. But for me personally, I'm just absolutely delighted, because I was nervous coming in that we'd lose it. When you're playing Kerry, you're always nervous of losing matches. But like to see that Kerry thinks it's worthwhile to take part in this competition year in, year out to develop players.
Obviously, Damien down in Portlaoise talking to Tom Riley and talking to Packy Lady, the captain of the junior All-Ireland winning team from Cavan. Interestingly enough, I know Tom said it there was the first All-Ireland final win since 1951 or whatever. It's not, because Terry Hyland, this is his second All-Ireland Cup in 3 different competitions.
It's it's funny actually, because Terry, we had an interview with Terry. I just don't know what happened, but Terry said that on his interview that he won the Masters title. I suppose it's
not as highly regarded.
It's not as highly regarded, but
yeah.
Michael Lyons was playing. I think that was 96. I think it was 96 now that the Masters title was won.
It's interesting that the man has been to 3 All-Ireland finals. He's been to an under-21, he's been to a Masters, he's been to a junior.
And he's won 2.
Won 2 of them.
Yeah.
You know, he's won 4 Ulster titles, 3 Ulster titles, under-21.
2 under-21.
2 under-21s.
Yeah, Ulster titles.
And lost the other one.
Yeah,
I think he was
that's it.
Yeah,
that's it. All he's a phenomenal record, and well done. So it was great occasion, and we just thought for the viewers that it might be a joy to watch the scores and to see the style of football the Cavan
and
are
the
playing.
up-and-coming players that we have coming.
That's it. Because Tom did hit the nail on the head there. There's a lot of players that only for that junior competition would not be noticed. You know, they wouldn't get noticed.
They wouldn't be probably thought that they're ready for senior football yet, but there's a couple in there now. Looking at the highlights and whatever, there's no need to mention names. There's a couple in there that are ready for senior.
At least a couple.
Yeah.
At least a couple, I think, anyway. But well done to all involved, and you know, it's great to bring silverware back to the Breffni County. We just want to remind you again.
I love the little pause there at the end.
Yeah,
lovely to bring trophies back to the Breffni County. Just want to remind you.
Exactly. Just as I said, want to remind you again that this coming weekend, the Loop the Lake charity fun run is on, or charity run is on in the in Killashandra.
Yep.
That's on September 8th, which is the Sunday. Next Saturday.
Yeah.
Next Monday. It's at 12 o'clock, I believe. So look at anybody that's around. Get on to.
The date might be wrong on that, because I'm nearly 100% sure it's on Saturday. So that I'm nearly 100% sure that it's on Saturday. So the date could be wrong.
Well, you may ramble away for a minute.
I could have pulled up the wrong picture, but it is on.
Oh, I think you did.
Yeah, it's on Saturday. Loop the Lake's on this Saturday, and you can run, walk, or.
Saturday the 6th.
Yeah, Saturday the 6th. It's not September the 8th. So it is Saturday. This Saturday coming in Killashandra, and it's all for charity. Get over there, sign up, go for the walk, go for a run, go for a jog, and do the Loop the Lakes. Yeah,
starts at 12:30 p.m. So 12 o'clock. Registration starts from 11 to 11:45. So as Micky said already there, you can run, jog or walk, and it's in need of Pieta House and So Sad. So
two worthy causes.
Two very worthy causes, and it's a 7k run, walk, jog, cycle. You can crawl it if you want. Just get out and support the event.
Exactly.
So well done to all in Killashandra Lakers Club there that are running that event, and it's a very worthwhile cause.
It is indeed. So we want to wish all in Killashandra
keep talking
the very best, and we hope that they have a successful event on Saturday. Sorry, we were trying to flick through there to get something up ready for the
end of the show.
You
think we know the end of the show off by now?
So that brings us to the end of this week's show.
Yeah, remember, if you want to get in contact with the show, we'd be delighted to hear from you, and we really would be delighted to hear from you. Especially with your comments on our Team of the Week, which we'll have again next week, the Shorten Insurance Breffni All-Stars Team of the Week, Referee of the Week, Manager of the Week, Player of the Week. So
on our predictions.
Give us your predictions.
On our clothes. Hairstyles or lack of them.
Hairy chests or lack of them. But look, we would be delighted to hear from you.
You wax yours though.
Indeed. You can email us about waxing at GaelicFootballViews@gmail.com. You can find us on Facebook by searching Gaelic Football Views, or indeed you can find us on Twitter at Gaelic FV.
You can indeed. And our thanks to our backroom team tonight of Brian Daly and Paul Cox. And we'd also like to give Tommy Riley a big shout out for all his video footage that he gives to us here in Cavan TV.
Yeah, and remember the number was at the end of the clip there. Tommy's, if you want to get any footage of any games that are on in Breffni Park during the club championship, Tommy Riley's your man from Kingscourt.
He is indeed. So until next week, it's good night and
God bless.
Morning, Mickey.
What did you make of that game yesterday?
Oh, where do I start? Only for Ronan Flanagan. I can't believe Martin Riley missed that goal chance, you know. Him with a soccer background, I'd have expected him to keep it low on the carpet, but they blazed it over the bar. Very lucky to be able to bring on Michael Argue. Big man from the middle of the field, and him still under 21. You imagine, we got to an All-Ireland quarter-final last year, and that was without him, and without Grode McKiernan and these lads. Imagine what we can do this year with them all. The night that we got the first-round victory, it was absolutely amazing. When you think about it, we haven't won a first-round game in years. 6 points from play. You can't ask for much of a better return than that. But then the missed 6. Gilson in goals was playing brilliantly. Joshua Hayes, you couldn't replace him. Rory Dunn, outstanding. Killian the Gunner, absolutely brilliant. Fergal Flanagan was probably lucky to not get a black card. He got a yellow one instead. Jeez, I tell you what, Pete McGrath was raging after it, so he was. You know, after last year reaching the All-Ireland quarter-final, sure, everyone's Samsung Galaxy tablet from 149. That's pretty damn good. But like, how is Terry Highland going to be able to keep their heads on the ground and not let them get blown up?
Hayes Expert, Cavan and Hill, proud sponsors of Gaelic Football Views.
Look, at the end of the day, we got the 2 points, and isn't that all that really matters?
Yeah, we should look. I'll see you at the match later on.
I don't think I'll bother.